The Phoenix Suns have reached a point of no return. We've seen a bunch of super teams in the history of basketball. The Boston Celtics forming their big three, the Miami Heat taking LeBron's talents to South Beach, even the Golden State Warriors when Kevin Durant has joined. In fact, most of Kevin Durant's career seems to be super team after super team, but this Phoenix Suns team has reached a point of no return. Let's just be honest, it doesn't work. This lineup of Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal is the shittiest big three in the history of shitty big threes. It's almost confusing how we got here until you realize that the Suns had a rookie owner who didn't have patience. He was a billionaire who was used to getting everything he wanted instantly without having to wait for it, and he doomed the Phoenix Suns' future by shipping out everyone in order to bring back an aging late 30s Kevin Durant. And there have been glimpses where this Phoenix Suns team looked special. They looked like world beaters on offense. But basketball is played on both sides of the ball, and that's before you even talk about the roster problems. The Phoenix Suns have the highest payroll in the league this year, including luxury tax. It's over $408 million. It's not just the highest this year. It's one of the highest payrolls in the history of modern sports. They could buy 3 WNBAs with this much money. Actually, I think it's more like 15 WNBAs. And what does all that money get you? As the time I'm recording this, the Phoenix Suns are sitting in 11th place in the Western Conference. 11th place. Now, I know the play-in expanded how many teams get into the playoffs, but it isn't 11. It's 10 that get a chance. 11 is outside looking in. You're a lottery team, and you don't even own your draft picks. You can see the tension on the players. You can see how upset they are. It's been boiling over. Last week, Yusuf Nurkic gets in a fight with the Dallas Mavericks, absolutely frustrated at his inability to guard a moving object. Then this week, Devin Booker gets into a scuffle. The frustration is palpable. You can feel it in the atmosphere in Phoenix. Fans are desperate. They're doomed. They're like, you know what, just blow it up. Just blow it up. The problem is, how do you blow up a team that has no future? I think the biggest culprit here is the Bradley Beal contract. I refuse to call him by his name. It's actually Bradley Beal contract. That is his full name. This guy is on a max contract, but it's worse than that. He has a no trade clause. When you hear no trade clause, you're probably thinking, oh, nobody would trade for Bradley Beal. But that's actually not what it means. What it means is Bradley Beal, besides getting the 5th highest salary in the NBA, besides getting paid like a superstar while being the 3rd option on an 11 seed, Bradley Beal can veto any trade. So you can't even blow up this Suns team unless you go to Bradley Beal all contrite and you're like, oh, so Bradley, could we trade you to maybe Miami or Los Angeles? And Bradley Beal is only going to go where he wants to go. He gets paid the same either way. The Suns have absolutely backed themselves into a corner, and it's their own fault. Like, if you're looking like, who do I blame? Do I blame Kevin Durant, a 36-year-old that's trying to be the best defensive player on the Suns right now? Shout out to Josh Okogie, but the best player in the starting lineup defensively? Who do I blame? Tyus Jones, a guy who took $10 million less to try to win, and now he's thinking, oh my God, I gave up all this money to try to be on a championship contender, and we're not even a play-in contender. I might have been able to make the play-in had I stayed in the Washington Wizards. Who do you blame? Devin Booker, a guy that's coming back from injury. Devin Booker is a 28-year-old superstar who has proven that he can play next to anybody. Just look at Team USA in the Olympics this summer. Devin Booker adapted his game to play with everybody else. Devin Booker is the most tradable asset the Phoenix Suns have by far. And now, if you're a Suns fan, this is the time to leave. Don't forget to like, subscribe. We're going to be doing daily videos all throughout the month of January, just as an experiment to see how much you guys like this shit. If you guys like it, I'll make more. But January, we're going to record one video every day. Okay. You got to trade Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. You can't keep either. If you're thinking, oh, we're going to do a rebuild, I looked at the numbers, I looked at the rosters. You can't trade one of them. You got to trade both of them. I don't know what you do with Bradley Beal. We're going to get into that in a second. But Kevin Durant got one of the biggest hauls of all time when the Nets traded him to the Suns the first time. Here we are 2 years later, and Kevin Durant still demands a haul. Everything begins and ends with the Houston Rockets. Right now, the Houston Rockets own 3 of the Phoenix Suns' future first-round draft picks. The Suns can't even blow it up unless they get permission from the Houston Rockets. Luckily, the Rockets are ready. The Rockets have no outside shooting. They have one of the best overall depths of any team in the NBA. They have a top 2 defense of anyone in the NBA. And they're sitting here going, we need someone besides Jalen Green to take the last second shot. In fact, we need anyone besides Jalen Green to take outside shots. Booker or Kevin Durant. Either one of them on this Rockets team makes it a contender immediately. We've seen before how many draft picks teams will trade for Durant. In fact, we know how many it is because Houston is holding on to all those first round draft picks. So I think the first thing you have to do is you have to call up Houston and you have to say, hey, how bad do you want Kevin Durant? Will you give us our 3 picks back? The next thing that you have to do is you have to take the contract of Tyus Jones, which is a complete value. It's a complete bargain. And you trade that to a contender for a first rounder. Tyus Jones would look great on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Swap out Mike Conley's decrepit. No offense. Conley was great, but he's older than LeBron in terms of body. Maybe a Tyus Jones Grizzlies reunion. You know, when you look at the contenders, most of them are pretty locked in at point guard. So I think you're selling Tyus as a super sub. He's already proven he can be really good as a starter or sub. Or maybe you hold on to him until the trade deadline and a team gets an injury to their starting point guard. Bradley Beal is a disaster, though. You're not going to be able to move him. He's a negative asset. This is the thing that sinks everything. Bradley Beal's contract is killing the Phoenix Suns this year, and he's killing their future. You could get a haul for trading 28-year-old Devin Booker. You can get a haul for trading Kevin Durant to a team that wants to win a ring this year or next year. What do you do with Bradley Beal? Bradley Beal has 2 more years, getting paid $53 million and $57 million. He's such a negative asset. I think you almost have to take some of the assets that you get from the Booker trade and package them with Beal to just get a complete reset. And at this point, you're looking at basically an expansion team. You're looking at a team that doesn't have superstars, but at least it has its draft picks. And you're already at 11th. If you make the trade with Houston and you get your picks back, now you can bottom out. Hope that you get lucky with a Cooper Flagg. Hope that you get lucky with a Dylan Harper, an Ace Bailey, something to turn it all around for you. But the Phoenix Suns, if they wait another year and something happens to Kevin Durant that is an irreparable injury, if they wait another year and Devin Booker demands a trade and they lose all of that leverage, the Suns risk imploding. They risk being in a no man's land from which there is no return. These are just one man's opinions and hundreds of fans that are out there on Reddit and in the comment section. Jump in the comment section. Tell me what you would do if you were GM of the Phoenix Suns. Tell me if you think that there's any way that they can retool and be a contender, because I don't see it. I've looked up the roster. I've looked at the possible trades they can make, but with Bradley Beal sitting there in the middle, like, unless Jimmy Butler magically forces his hand, but I don't know why Miami would do that. There's just not a positive asset that you can get for the contract of Bradley Beal. The owner, Matt Ishbia, has absolutely put the Suns in a horrendous situation, and Phoenix fans deserve better. But you know what? It's been a historically good franchise. Players like playing in it. The ladies are attractive. The weather's nice most of the year, especially during the basketball season. The weather's amazing. Guys, Phoenix will be back. The Suns will come out tomorrow. You can bet your bottom dollar tomorrow there'll be Suns. Fantasy Trash Talk.